Brother Clay, man, thank you for the opportunity to meet with you
absolutely.
today, man.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Question for you.
Talk to me.
I know a little bit about you. We've had many different conversations, and I wanted to know, like, why such a talented individual like yourself choose to stay in Sussex? Why Sussex? And I know you're a native, but why are you still here?
I mean, as you said, I was born and raised in Sussex County. Went to school down the street, Sussex Central, graduated from Sussex Central. You know, my whole life is surrounded in real estate. You know, whether it's my day-to-day as a commercial lender for a local bank, or whether it's, you know, revitalizing homes. My whole life is surrounded by it. My significant other, she's a real estate agent, and we're just looking forward to how our lives is going to grow, you know, in Sussex County. You know, with Sussex, not only Sussex County, but more specifically Millsboro, where I live, is the fastest growing city in the state of Delaware. So, you know, we like seeing that. You know, we like looking forward to how that's going to develop over the years and being a part of that. It's also a safe place to raise our kids. You know, I grew up in Millsboro, you know, up until the time I graduated. And then I lived in Milton, you know, after I graduated for another 15 years. So now back in Millsboro, my whole time being in Sussex County, it's just something that I've never been one of those people that want to move away. You know, how some of those people be like, you know what, when I get of age, I'm going to go here. I've never seen that. I've always wanted to live and retire in Sussex County.
But this is lower. This is slower Delaware,
That's right.
man. You're fast-paced, you're urban, you're moving around. Why here, man? You know?
You know, they keep that flavor, you know. I feel like I stand out in some retrospects, right? You know, with Sussex County being lower, I feel like some of the things that I do and I could bring value to some of the skills that I've built over the years, relationship building, being out in the community, serving the community as well. You know, it's just something that I feel like we can make a mark in over time, you know.
Understood. Now, another thing that I've heard and that I love, you know, I love the arts, and I know that you are like a practitioner of the arts, man. Talk to me about that. How did that all come about, man? Your love of the arts and your involvement in the local arts.
Well, I'm glad you asked that. You know, so over the years, I've always been a movie buff. You know, I've always loved movies. I've always, you know, looked specifically at the roles and how people, you know, portray their roles. So I've always been interested in acting, you know. So over the years, I've done quite a bit of stage, theatrical plays locally. I've done some national spots for commercials, and I've done some independent film as well. But it's just something I've been interested in. I've been kind of more doing it on the side. But, you know, something that you don't even know is that the last couple of years, I've actually been researching pretty intensely on possibly directing. And within the next probably year to 18 months, I'm looking to pull the trigger on it. I want to do a film in Sussex County. So it's been a dream of mine, you know, for the past few years, and we're getting to that point where we're looking to do something.
And now, so do we have, from your standpoint, growing up, do you have that community of artists, of actors locally that supported that?
That's something about Sussex County. There's so many talented people around Sussex County. You know, so many people I've come into contact with. You know, you could say, you know what, let's find somebody from Baltimore, from Philly, but we have it right here. You know, and what better way to utilize people from the community that can well represent the community, that can give all the little nuances about the community, you know, that will spill over and show in the film, right? So that's something that, you know, I'm looking forward to, is involving people from the community.
Understood. In your early years, who were some of your mentors, local mentors that helped you develop that passion, that love?
Some local mentors, you know, I would say, I don't know that I had local mentors, but I would say my father was you know, as well as someone could be a mentor. My father, just the standards and just his way of raising us in the community, you know, and how hard he worked. He was a big mentor to me, you know, and the way I think the way I think about decisions before I make them, and even how I see my father and my kids and how they think about things before they make decisions. That's been a big part of me, and I do feel like it's got me to a place where I'm at now. I do feel like before I make a decision, I research it. And then just the overall thought process and why I'm successful is that I strategically think about it. And my father was very strategic on how, he raised us and the things that he allows us to see, if you know what I mean.
Awesome. One of the things that impressed me about you, I think it was a while ago, I saw you was involved in a local play through a local church. So what was that all about?
Okay, so I do the last few theatrical plays I did with a director named Frank Gibbs. Awesome guy, awesome man of God, right? And we're doing a script now for for a show in May that we're working on. So that just came about because I knew that he had been doing some local plays, and I had been in a few, and I just bugged him to death. I bugged him to death, said, "Hey man, call me when you need me. Call me when you need me." And I must have bugged him for 2 years, I bet. And then one day he called me up and said, "Man, I know it's short notice, man, but I need somebody like right now. Like, can you come tomorrow?" And so I did, and I went running, and I've been in a few. I believe every one that he's done since then I've been in, so that's been awesome.
What are some of the, in your opinion, what are some of the benefits of living in Sussex County?
Benefits is it's a beautiful place to raise my children. So coming up, I always felt safe. I know that every place has its areas, right? But I've always felt safe. And as far as the cost of living, it hasn't been out of range like other areas. Delaware, no tax, and then my kids, just seeing them grow up locally. My family's local, all of my family's local. So them knowing their family, going to school local, and just seeing that as a result has just been fulfilling.
That is awesome, Clay. I've been a fan for a long time, especially in the business world. I've seen you help many entrepreneurs, acquire their loans, and that's been inspiring. I do have a question for you. Why do you smile? Why do you smile, brother?
Why do I smile? Man, I smile because every day that I get up, I feel blessed, to know that I have a chance to help someone that is in my plan. My next 5-year plan is to help kids that are in unfortunate situations, that are in poverty. To see that I'm in a place, or I'm getting to a place where I can make a difference in kids' lives, that is a passion of mine, and it has been bothering me for a long time. But I smile because God's giving me that heart to do that. I could be in a totally different mindset, right? And He's giving me the action of all my limbs. My kids are safe. There's nothing. There's not a better feeling out there than seeing your kids come up and knowing that they're safe and that they're making the right decisions, right? And I know that there are other kids out there in less fortunate situations, and I want to be a part of that.
That's what's up, man. It is people like yourself that truly represent what community is all about, man. So I thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a good business partner.
Absolutely.
God bless you, brother.
Yeah,
thank you.
Absolutely. God bless you, bro.